Hey
Oh,
everyone, good.
that's not an Aussie accent.
Whose is that? Rick? No, Rick's Canadian.
Pardon?
Oh,
Yeah.
What was that?
He was just saying. Greg was just saying that's not an Aussie accent, Rick.
No, it's not.
Am I going to get called out too?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, Dan, not an Aussie accent either. This is the time the time of the world. Yeah, a few South Africans and Brits, especially some of the South Africans, were a bit miffed that they couldn't make this one. But it is, guys. We move around the world all the time, and we'll have it in different time zones. So the good news is, some little news for you guys is that I was hoping it was going to be this meeting, but it's actually going to be the next meeting that our new feature will be available, which is going to be allowing you guys. Hey, Steve. Which is going to allow you guys to actually have this meeting with the new feature installed, where because all you guys are super connectors, you'll all have MMT installed, you will be able to see everybody else on the chat, right? Who they are, and then it'll start scoring you. I know Dan had his eyes like this at the test when you were there. For those of you who were at the test, if you weren't, you've got some cool stuff coming. And what'll happen is while you're on the Zoom call, it'll be on the Zoom page that you open. MMT will appear, because now MMT is going to appear outside of Zoom and outside of LinkedIn, not just on LinkedIn anymore. And you'll be able to see, it'll score everybody on this call based on your match me criteria, and it'll start searching everybody's trusted connections and start matching you with people's trusted connections. So while you're on this call, you'll be meeting other super connectors. You'll be able to chat privately with them if you can see that they're a good match or they know somebody that's a good match. So it's really exciting, guys. Like, we're putting a lot of time and effort into this. Darren, good to see you, mate. Dave McFarland, thank you for joining us. Congratulations on attaining Super Connector status. Who else is new to Super Connector in the last couple of weeks? Dan. Dan is. TJ Trainer Jane's been there for a while. Some of you, anyone else brand new to this? No, you guys, a couple of you old hats. There's been quite a few new people that have joined and hit that. So let me just quickly take a look here. If anybody of you guys are on Super Connector status, Jane is on Super Connector status, and Steve Dart and Darren Bart. So Darren, why don't we start with you quickly? Just say hello to everybody and just let everybody know. So I like to give while we're waiting for everybody to come in, let's just quickly say hello and tell us about yourself. Darren, let's kick off with you. And congratulations for hitting trusted advocate status.
Thank you, my friend. Hey, Darren Barch. So I'm from Wealth 99. So we're digital asset specialists helping people with investable cryptos and tokenized precious metals. So we're really tokenization experts helping people digitize assets. Known Scotty for a few years. Loved what you're doing here. I love this application. It is the most natural way to be able to connect people together. And I'm very grateful, Scotty, for being part of the community. Thank you, my friend.
Yeah, it's a pleasure, Darren. Thank you so much for everything you've done. For those of you who don't know as well, Darren's at the moment training the very large BX community worldwide. He started, it's a huge win for us, for everybody concerned. Over in the hundreds of leaders around the world. It's a really large networking group. And not only that, but they're going to start getting all the members on as well. So you're going to see some amazing. In fact, we've actually got to the point, guys, collectively. And Jane, I want to hear from you as well, as also a trusted advocate. But it's important for you guys to know that as well. Is that Jane, for example, does 5-day challenges where for 1 hour every day, she trains people like they just for a whole week. Everybody pops on for an hour and they all learn, all her members of her community. And you can actually see the trusted connections worldwide just going ballistic. It really does make a huge difference. So yeah, Jane, why don't you say hello to everybody?
Yeah, thank you. And we actually started another 5-day challenge just today. So today was like the overview, but yes, people work up the trustometer within the course of the week, and then we celebrate them on the Friday. And it turned out to be a great way to not just build community for our community, which is called Selling on the Spot Marketplace, but it turned out to be a great conversion tool because we put premium, my most trusted, into our membership. And so everybody fell in love with the technology, and now our member base keeps growing. So we serve entrepreneurs and business owners around the world to grow their business, any business type, any product, any service. We kind of run like a global chamber of commerce. And yeah, Scott knows I love the technology. It was great to co-present some events in Toronto a couple of weeks ago. So thanks again, Scotty.
Yeah, it was great. That was a great event, I have to say, especially the second one as well. I did an hour kind of presentation to everybody, and it's great to do it in person and talk about MMT live. And where we're going with this, which is some good places. So yes, Steve Dart, let's hear from you, and then after that, Debbie Small. So I'm just welcome you, Superconnect, trusted advocates, guys, highest status you can get. So that just proves that you are givers. Steve.
Thank you, Scotty. And yes, I've just gone to the highest level. It's taken a bit of work, but it's so great to be here. Thank you, everyone. I'm a LinkedIn skills coach. I'm currently working with Buntu and Greg, the fabulous team there. One thing I'm noticing in this digital world is branding and creative activity is really important. So it's great to be here with all you fantastic people. Love to connect, and looking forward to a great 2024. It's really exciting.
Yeah, beauty, Steve. Thank you so much, my friend. And Debbie, welcome to
Thank you for
Advocate status, also a newcomer.
Thank you for that, Scott. So yes, empowermentpoint.com, we're the global umbrella over for connections and collaborations, and it's all about relationships. And that's what I love about what Scott's doing, is it's not about just the connections, it's about building real relationships with real people. And that's what we're all about. And I know a number of you on the call today as well, and I know that you are also all about building real relationships with people, and that's what we love to do. So thank you, Scott.
Yeah, it's a pleasure, Debbie. And to those who are going to be listening to the replay, I know that there's about 70 now Superconnectors and trusted advocates around the world. So we're growing nicely. The guys are moving up that, and the most important thing is it shows that everybody that comes to this group is a giver, not just a taker. And then welcome anyone else that obviously hit a Superconnector status this week, or in the last since the last one. Susan, I think you've hit it pretty recently. Dave has flown up, as well. Dave McFarland, it's good to see you as well. Dan Andrews, I think all of you guys, but some of you guys have been for a while. I think Neville, you've been on Superconnector status for a while now, so we need to get you up to the highest level as well. But thank you guys for giving. Thank you guys for really giving to your community. And I'm going to open up. I'm going to share my screen now and start going through a couple of the bullet points that we went through. It's really important to know that why we're here. And this was a massive insight, guys, from the last Superconnectors event. It really was a huge insight, and that is I always thought people were in it for themselves, right? And you know, when you always look at that, a lot of people and I said to them, why are we here? And we went through. We for those of you who watched the replay or in the last event, if you're in the right time zone, you would have heard people say that. You would have heard people talk about, no, I'm not here for me. I'm here for my community. So the insight was, really, we're here to unify our networks, to develop tools to help the wonderful people in our communities be more successful. And this was such a major insight from you guys, and I want to thank you guys for that. Now, I know that many of you, we still want to make money for yourselves, and we're going to talk about that. And that's by secondarily, but not primarily, we're in it for our communities, but secondarily, we're here to generate inside and outside of MMT. So the purpose of these chats once a month in different time zones is to brainstorm different ways that we can work within MMT. But I want to make it clear it's also with outside of MMT. There might be ways that you guys could connect to come up with ideas. The power in these Superconnector networks is incredible. I mean, it's awesome. And I really want to see everybody be successful in this. So that's the reason. It's not just about making money using an affiliate program or ideas we come within MMT. It's about how can you guys use it that might have nothing to do with MMT. And that's okay too. All right, so let's get going. The new feature launch, let me just quickly post that. If you guys don't know about it, we have the new, where are you? Let me just quickly pull that up. It's the new feature launch that is coming on. There's going to be 2 of them. I'm going to put the link to this one here. There's one that's going to be, the main launch is on May the 29th. That's not going to be great for the Australian time zone. So we're doing one specifically in the Australia-Asia time zone on June the 12th. So in the chat, and I'll put it in the description for those of you watching the replay, I'm going to put that into the description as well. So this is the links to the event page. And then you guys will see the new feature launch. Just look out for new feature launch over here. It will be great for you guys to do that. This has never been done before. Yeah, we did a test last week. The test went pretty well. We saw a lot of issues with the servers when a lot of people come together. We hit, just so you guys know, we hit 4,500 ChatGPT calls, individual ChatGPT calls, not credits, calls. That means 2,500, was it 2.5 or 4,500 scores were done in one meeting. So the whole backend was just sending to ChatGPT and scoring and scoring. So everyone in the meeting was scoring each other and scoring their trusted connections. That's 2,500 ChatGPT calls in one meeting. So yes, that's a very interesting little, not a dilemma because it handles it pretty well. But yeah, from a server perspective, we should have all those lined out pretty soon. So hopefully you guys can make it to those. All right, so this is going to be very much a two-way chat, guys. We went through a bunch of stuff last week, and I would like to take you guys through it this week. What are we going to chat about first? We're going to talk about an idea that somebody came up with. Sorry, I don't have your name. I think it might have been Karina. We basically said that it would be really great. Now we're talking about how we can all leverage our communities. This is particularly to do with MMT. Somebody asked, it would be really great that in the message that goes out, when you add a new trusted connection, it would be really great if the affiliate tag could be in that. So if you invite somebody to join MMT just as a trusted connection, it'll have an affiliate tag. You could download the Chrome extension and that affiliate tag would be connected to you. Unfortunately, guys, that's not technically possible. You can't have an affiliate tag on a Chrome extension. So the only way that we could do the affiliate tag is to do the affiliate program, which is, for those of you guys who don't know, is that as soon as you hit Junior Connector or higher, this little button appears and it automatically creates an affiliate tag for them to sign up. So we're trying to get this going. We're struggling a little bit. We do have a few people that have signed up. We have a report that we built that shows people who have actually signed up via the affiliate tag. So the way that it works is it costs $72 if you upgrade to the affiliate live directly using MMT. But it costs $48 if you go via an affiliate. So what we want to do is we want to really promote you guys and tell people that the way that they can get to those affiliates is they can get it cheaper is by going via an affiliate. So, you know, and once again, guys, I'd love to hear from some of you ideas about this as well. We know we've got to put a bit more work into this, and there's a couple of other bullet points that we're going to go through on this. But really what it's come down to is we really suck at explaining what premium does. That's actually this next second point. So while it's not possible to put a affiliate tag to download the Chrome extension, we can put an affiliate tag in for people to buy premium, but we're not selling it correctly. So we've started doing this is just the copy for it, and I'm really not happy with this copywriting, and I've done a bit. I would love it if people could anyone wants to take a look at this copy. How do we sell premium and show people that it's epic? Because it really is amazing. And especially with this new feature coming where it'll work live outside of LinkedIn. The features are just incredible. So how do we get people, how do we explain this? Because so many people out there just don't understand. They don't even understand the free version. So how do we do that? Kel, you want to mention something?
Mate, do you want some input now into that sort of stuff? Or
yeah, bring it on. Bring it on.
Mate, this is something I've learned, with doing the CRM sort of space. Quite often we think as we're launching a digital product, we think about features. All right, it's 100% about the benefit. What is it going to do for the end user? What is the pain point that they will be feeling that converting to this? So I think what you said before is selling the sizzle in the premium version is knowing what pain that will take away in the premium version compared to the pain it takes away in the free version.
Okay. So I mean, one of the things we looked at with Greg Smith helped a bit with Steve Dart, and we chatted about this, and they said one of the best things about MMT is that if you look at traditional online marketing, it gives you a 0.1% chance of getting a meeting. But by way of a referral, you've got a 95% chance. They're not even in the same. I mean, yes, you could say that the person ready for your product or service, but it's just, I'm trying to still find that. We don't have to go into too much detail today because the goal of today is not to get your input directly into go into the detail. But I know from your guys must be feeling it as well. It's like, well, why bother upgrading? What is it? How do I get people to move up the truster meter, and why? And why would people upgrade if they don't know what it is? So, you know, I don't know. Yeah, I hear you, Kel. It's trying to sell the sizzle. I'd love to hear from other people and see what they think. I mean, especially you guys, a lot of you guys have used premium for a while. And maybe it's just second nature to you, but how do we sell it? How do we show people what premium is really about? Anyone else want to comment?
Yeah, I mean, I think it boils down to sitting down with them and showing them how that tool works, right? It's like any other tool. Once they see how it works, and you know, they may go, I'm never going to touch that. But I have found very consistently, probably 3/4 of the people that I elevate to my most trusted, I'm their my most trusted connection. So plenty of people don't know about it, right? I have found that if I have a minute, the first time I meet somebody or on a Zoom call, I'll just screen share and watch them and have them watch me elevate them and hold my hands up and show them everything. They can see everything that's happening without me touching the keyboard. And they're always like, what? So it's really just a question of slowing up long enough to do it, right? And I used to kind of be resistant in the back of my mind to Scott's message that auto generates that says, I'll even help you set it up. I'm like, I will not. And then I'm like, yeah, I will. Because the more my circle that uses this, the better my circle gets, right? And I really just think it's taking a minute and offering to people to show them. Now you can send them over to the training videos for the esoteric stuff, but if you just let them watch you elevate them in real time, they'll be like, I've never seen that. I'm like, I know, it's hot.
Yeah, and thanks. I'm so glad that you see that. I mean, Dan, and you know, it's so difficult to get people seeing it like you do. It's really, really difficult. Yeah, you still
awareness. Here's a piece of awareness in general, and I realize most of y'all probably already know this. You already may already have a way to explain it, you know, better than I do. But some people miss this, and if you already know this, then you need to be aware that a lot of people miss this. We don't build networks because people know people we don't know. We build networks because people have credibility with people we don't have credibility.
Yeah.
When you use this tool, it's not just finding a target market. It's not just faces and names that you wouldn't have run across without. It's the fact that you're going to get introduced by somebody that already has cred with them. I'm working with a guy that I mentored 30 years ago and have a lot of cred with to get an appointment with another guy that I've known 20 years that I don't have cred with. I'm not discreditable to him. I'm a zero sum. But Mike and John live next door to each other and they're best friends. They live next door to each other on purpose. They moved next door to each other because that's how good of friends they are. And I'm using Mike, who trusts me because I mentored him. I said 30, it was 20 years ago. I mentored him 20 years ago to get me in front of John. I know John. That's not the point here. Mike has cred with John and I have cred with Mike. And people miss that. And that's the beauty of this system. You're walking into a conversation with an elevated level of confidence and trust already. That's why it's called my most trusted, not I know a shit ton of people.
Lovely. I love that. That's really great. Once again, I mean, we here today are the choir. We're converted. We're all converts. How do we get this message? But so it benefits you. And I really want to make that clear, guys. My most trusted works because it works for the individual. Whereas LinkedIn, the way I see LinkedIn and social media, it's all about bottom line for the company, right? It's not really about the individual. We're just we're just data feeders to their empire. And unless you become a really, really high kind of influencer, it's very difficult that it's ever truly going to be highly productive unless you spend a lot of time and effort with it, which is great. People want to do that. But I want you guys to be successful and building yours. So how do we get that across? How do we get that message across?
Do you want to do it the fast way or the slow way?
Well, either. Right now we're doing it the slow way.
No, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Most people do it the slow way, Scotty. Do you want to do it the fast way or you want to do it the slow way? What is it, Dan that just spoke before?
Yeah,
was
Dan.
it Dan that just what he said was absolutely spot on. How do you utilize someone with credibility to be able to connect you to the right people? I've had the same thing, and I'm going to publicly thank Kel last week. Did a couple of introductions through Kel's network. because he has credibility, opened a
Yeah.
couple of doors for me, who I've tried to reach. So this is real proof that this works. 6 months ago, I was introduced to a certain person who has high credibility, trying to get through the door, and it didn't work. Kel helped me open the door again last week, and now I'm through the door. And now we've already got a meeting booked. And it was Kel's credibility that opened that door, and he's a perfect partner for me, referral partner, who has the perfect network for me. So just backing up what Dan said, the credibility part is super important. And this tool is doing it the fast way instead of doing it the slow way everywhere else. This is the fast way to do it.
Yep.
That's my 2 bob worth. Thank you, Cal, by the way. I really appreciate you, mate. Appreciate you opening a couple of doors for me last week.
Anytime, my friend.
No, mate, it's so great. It's so great to see that. And Darren, you guys have opened so many doors for me as well. So just to let you guys know, if any of you want to meet somebody in this group right now who's chatting, you're welcome to either message them directly, but also don't forget that if you go onto MMT, right, under MMT, you guys might already know this, but in case that you don't, get this Zoom thing out the way. Under the bonus features, there's meet our top users. All right. So you guys are welcome to reach out directly. You can ask me for an introduction, but I don't know. It's really interesting, guys. We're now getting over 100 a week. 100 a day, new trusted connections coming in worldwide. 100 a day. I think we had 16 new downloads, installations just coming in today as well. And that's from my most trusted core. That excludes BX and all the white label versions, silly on the spot and all these things. So there's it's definitely happening. But I just want you guys to know that if you guys want to meet anybody that's on this call, reach out to them. And as of next week, of course, the new feature will be happening. Rick, you wanted to ask something? Say
Yes,
something.
I just wanted to get some input. So talking about when you're showing it to people, that's a great idea, that you have to be able to show the benefit. Here's something I would suggest, and this is going to maybe create some work for you. What I would do is, and it's maybe difficult to explain, but you're probably the best person to explain it, or maybe get somebody to help you. So create a short video, but as short as possible, but still give them enough information to actually see how it actually works and how they can actually get more leads with it. Not us explaining it to our individual connections is good, but if you have something that's congruent across the whole platform, something that's like where they can watch a video, or we can show them a video, and you can maybe create some. I know you have a lot of training videos already on YouTube, but maybe something in there where you could just not just show how to use it, but show how to use it and where the benefits are to the end user.
So Rick, you're spot on. The videos right now haven't been that great. They're very high tuish. I'm going to redo them with this new feature, and they're going to be much better because I've learned a lot. Like, for example, the first thing that you do is once you've installed that Chrome extension, you fill out Match Me, 600 characters or less. Who is your target audience? If you don't know who your target audience is, then you need to find out, because
can I stop you right there?
Yeah, sure.
One of the things, and it's good to have that how-to in there for sure. But what I would say is you need a video that focuses more. I mean, the how-to has to kind of be incorporated in there, but more on actually the benefit of each of those tools. Showing people how to use it is only part of the puzzle. Showing me how something works doesn't tell me the benefit.
So there's the interesting thing, guys, and that is that did you know that the amount of natural traffic and people actually just installing it is very, very low. Almost every single person that comes into MMT is because somebody recommended it. So what's interesting is our problem that we're having right now is that there's a gap, but people know about it. Tons and tons of people know about it because they're getting told about it all the time. But there's a gap. It's just that's it. Rick, yeah?
It's a conversion gap. So the problem you have, and this is something as a business coach, I can tell you, there's four components, and I'm not trying to preach here, but you probably know the stuff as well as I do, or some of you probably do. But one of the first thing you have to do is get people's attention. Like, what is the big problem they're having on LinkedIn? Address that problem. What is the big problem you're having getting connection on LinkedIn? Are you getting enough connection on LinkedIn? Number two, you have to kind of engage them and say, look, here's how we can solve that problem for you, and you give them maybe a subheadline saying how you do this, and then you go into an explanation, and this all could be done in a video, and say, look, this is how people are actually getting more leads and more business through this tool, and you need to give some maybe very short testimonials, like even video testimonials, and they can maybe less than 30-second testimonial, and basically saying even less than that if you can do it in less, but just something that shows it really has to emphasize the benefit.
Yeah.
And then you have to then at the very end, of course, you give an offer to try it, or maybe take them to some additional training. I mean, that's another whole nother conversation about what you offer them. You don't necessarily offer them to use the tool right away, but you might offer them to do is to maybe watch another video that explains one particular part of the benefit. I mean, that's a whole conversation about how you actually convert people, but you have to first get their attention and then show that it's relevant to their problem.
Yeah, the attention has been one great thing about MMT is the attention is not a problem because they've been recommended by it. So
No,
they
I'm
know
talking,
about
but you're saying you're only getting people that are recommended by you. What about the other people that aren't?
you're saying if we want to go elsewhere, and start getting it that way. Yeah, I hear you.
And I mean, that could be repurposed into the recommendation ones too, because they can serve a dual purpose. I mean, if it's somebody that's coming in cold, of course, it's a lot harder. You have to be a little more explicit of what you're doing, because you're not going to be recommending it, and recommendations are always going to convert better than something that's cold. Absolutely. But then you need to have a whole, you have to have maybe a couple different videos, one that's for cold, one that's for recommended, but even then you have to really emphasize the benefits with a few testimonials and what they're going to get from it.
And get some case studies and things. Yeah, we are looking at working with those, because we've got a bunch of them. So it's one of the things we're going to do. So right now though, guys, I mean, we have a lot of people that know a lot about MMT, but they're not going up. But just to, so we don't hop on this point too long, because I've got a couple of other things to chat about. Like I said, this isn't going to be all about just helping MMT. I want you guys as Superconnectors also to look at how you guys can, work and grow your own networks as well and work together. So one of the ideas that we had is a Superconnectors, we chatted about this last week, is a Superconnector, in other words, you guys identify someone in their community to be a trusted advisor and trainer. And then they go up and use it, and then they start referring people to them. So an example might be Greg Smith, right? Introduced Steve Dart. Steve Dart's rocketed through the rankings now. And Steve Dart would love to have meetings with as many people as possible, because he can do their LinkedIn as well as do MMT. So he's combined the products together in a way. So I was interested to hear from that, how you would feel about that. So my opinion is that we don't need accredited trainers, because trusted advocates are accredited trainers. If you're a trusted advocate, you know how to teach MMT, because you would never have got there if you hadn't. And they can help people get over the fear element. But the point that I was trying to make was that, like, for example, Rick, you've got a great network. You might, I don't know, maybe you do, maybe you don't. If you were to get paid for helping people go up MMT, maybe you want to do that. But maybe you know somebody who wants to earn money, and you've got a lot of people, right? Rick, you've got a lot of people, and you can hand your network over to somebody else to train, and they can make money from it. Does that make sense, Dave? Did you want to comment on that?
Well, I have another comment when you're ready.
Yeah, separately. Okay, so we'll get to that now. So does that make sense, though? So that's just something we wanted to, if anyone wants to comment on that, but it's basically saying, Kel Holiday is a super connector, but he does not have time right now to be able to take people to MMT. He's using MMT, he's getting appointments for himself, and that's wonderful, awesome, fantastic. But maybe Kel identifies somebody in his network that really would like to learn this properly and earn money from it. And then Kel can start feeding leads to that individual and say from his network, and basically say, listen, you need to chat to Samantha, because she will help you with MMT and get it working. And Samantha can then charge for it. And we've got some ideas around that. Does that strike anyone as being a good idea, or is that just a crap idea?
Well, I would say, Scotty, that, yeah, I like the idea, because with selling on the spot specifically, the 5-day challenge has worked so well for us. It's essentially like one-on-one training in a group format. And I've liked it so much so that now we're training our licensees and facilitators so that they can duplicate it, so that it's pulling me out of it. Now I have the white labeled version, but my team is still earning commissions doing it. So similar to what you're saying, only with the white labeled version, absolutely. It's getting compensated and they're gonna be happy with that for sure.
So Jane, you're an example of taking that to a whole new level. So it might just be Rick knows Samantha, Rick gets Samantha up to Superconnector status, trusted advocate status, and then Rick goes, listen, I'm going to start promoting you, Samantha, to my network to make you successful as an individual. And what Jane's done is she's literally created a 5-day challenge, and she's getting as many people as possible onto that 5-day challenge so they can learn how to use her white labeled version of MMT, and they signing up to selling on the spot because they're getting a package of it. That's like next level. It's awesome. So there's an idea for somebody. I mean, Debbie, that could be something you could look at. You know, you create your own version of a 5-day challenge in Australia or something, and you can actually start getting people onto that and saying, come guys, I'm going to show you how to get referrals. I'm going to show you how to use our white labeled extension, and boom, you're going to get more signups to Empowerment Point at the same way. Neville, you don't have a white labeled version, and the rest of you guys on the call, but you have great networks. So you could do the same thing, but you helping an individual rise up those ranks. Before we move on and Dave speaks about something different, does anyone want to comment on that? I mean, Neville, does that excite you? Is it like, yeah, I'd love to hear what you guys think, honestly.
I guess for me, I'm sort of sitting here at the moment feeling like while I'm got up to Superconnector level, there are lots of things about MMT that I feel like I don't even understand. So I'm sitting there going, what would I actually do to teach other people? I mean, I heard what Dan was saying earlier about like the automated thing about I'll sit down and show you how to do that. It's like, I don't feel confident to do that. It's like, I can use it for myself, but can I teach somebody else? I'm not sure.
So don't be shy, Neville. The fact that you've got this far, and especially if you get to trusted advocate, you know enough about MMT to teach it because you understand the essence and the basics of what it means. Similar to kind of, I know that's Susan from Grand Connections here as well. You know, you've seen that probably in your Grand Connection network and probably doing something similar and growing that. But don't be shy, Neville. If you know how to get to Superconnector status, or especially to trusted advocate, sure, there's some advanced little pieces, but man, you definitely know how to teach it. If you can help somebody else to get to Superconnector status, you can teach it, no question. I know Brenda Sheldrake, there's a bunch of people that are Superconnectors from the previous call that know that. So let's just quickly hear. So I know, Shane, Dave, you've had your hand up for a while. I know it's a slightly different topic, but you wanted to say something.
Yeah, so well, first of all, I would say I don't really want to teach it. So that's just where I'm at. But no, the problem that the way I use MMT most is to do introductions. I think it's a great tool wherever I meet someone. If they have a LinkedIn profile, I love to introduce people on MMT. I get so many responses on LinkedIn when I do that. So for me, that's one of the great benefits is barring everything else, that feature I love. So the other thing that I think would be valuable that you're almost there is basically generating introductions for me. Right now, the way it works is I can go in and I can search, I can use the AI, and every time I open it, it suggests someone. But there's still a lot of work that I have to do to go out and find them. So with the AI tool, and you're kind of already doing that anyway, what I think would be useful is to, like, every day or once a week say, these are the 5 people, and just introduce me instead of having me go say, I have to go out and ask for an introduction. Just have it, do it.
Just do it. So interesting you say that, Dave. So that's one of the things we're going to look at building. So it's like a reversal. So right now, if you're on MMT, the AI, like you said, it scores people. You've got to find people you want to meet. It matches you. What we want to do is we want to reverse that. So if Jane is one of your trusted connections, it says to Jane, Jane, Dave needs to meet Susan. They're a match. Please introduce Jane and Susan. So other people are going to start introducing you because they're going to be recommended that they introduce you. That's exactly going to solve that problem. It's a bit trickier to do though, and it requires even more ChatGPT calls.
Right. Because
that's
you were talking about the premium service. One of the reasons that I haven't done the premium service is because I'm in other networking groups, and I meet with them, do one-on-one chats with them, and they generate a lot of introductions for me that way.
Yeah.
So I actually get a lot of introductions every week, and I haven't found the need to use that part of MMT to go out and find those people.
Yeah, that's a really good feedback there. There's so many people like you that where the free version is good enough and it's just fine for their needs. And yeah, that's something I wanted to go into a bit more detail about that. I mean, first we've got to be able to sell MMT a lot better because there's some really cool things about it. But Dave, that's great insight. What you're experiencing is a lot of other people experiencing. Thank you, Debbie.
Yeah, I think a lot of us use MMT in different ways. For me, I meet most of my people through networking groups. I use My Most Trusted mostly to connect other people. So I'm thinking that there's something Jane said before as well, and something you said, looking at maybe some sort of challenge, maybe some sort of call to action at the end, something that we can utilize that's going to help in regards to our objective with our businesses. And when I say that, I don't mean in regards to, making money with our businesses, but, helping people do what it is that we do. So, for instance, we're about connections and collaborations. So teaching people, through My Most Trusted, how to connect better, to collaborate better as well. Having different outcomes that we can actually utilize within our own businesses. I'm just brainstorming out loud.
Yeah, and I have a sneaking feeling that bullet points might be something that now starting to get interesting in some of these topics of conversations. Because yeah, so you're right, everybody uses it for a different way. And one of the key insights is that most people want to use it to help their networks thrive. Right? That's primary. But they also want to their network thrive for themselves as well.
100%. The whole reason we use it in the first place is to help people build better relationships with each other, which is why you built it as well. And I think one of the things that some people are a bit at times Superconnectors and trusted advocates are utilised a lot in regards to introductions. At times not, at times yes, and it's time consuming for us as well. And so I think that putting something like I like Jane what she did with the 5-day challenge, or doing something that's going to really make a positive difference to our people, because not everyone can connect the way we do. Not everyone can build relationships the way we do, I've learned. So, teaching people how to be able to grow their networks in ways they never thought is a pretty wonderful thing to do as well.
That's awesome. And I know you're gonna hear from Susan next, but before that, I wanted to mention, so Debbie, that you've nailed it there. So basically what you're saying is that each one of you guys could do it like a 5-day type challenge. And I know that works. Jane, you just nailed it, completely nailed it. Your idea is I think it's going to go viral. Might be a good or bad thing, I'm not sure. Jane's idea, remember that, to do a kind of 5-day challenge is if all of you did a 5-day challenge for your networks to show them how to use MMT, maybe you have your own white label version, maybe you don't, it doesn't matter. What you're really showing them is how they can get more business through you and to leverage your network better, build your credibility better, and therefore they are going to refer you more, right? I think that's fantastic.
Well, and I'm just going to add to that to say that, I mean, I created the 5-day challenge because I pay attention to my community. So once I am frustrated with the fact that they're unsatisfied with something, meaning they love the idea of My Most Trusted, but they didn't know how to use it yet. So I just figured, okay, then we need to train it. But at Selling on the Spot, one of the main things I talk about always is that we don't want to just build relationships and and just make small steps forward with sales and selling. But of course, we want everybody to learn something new and put it into practice. So the 5-day challenge was also born for not just the overview on how to use it, but each session is a bit of a working session. And then they have like a homework assignment before day 2, so that there's a lot of progress by the time they get to day 5 and that we celebrate on day 5. So it proved itself. And yeah, feel free to let me know how you guys do with it too. I'm really proud of what we do with it.
Yeah, and contact Jane. You know, I just imagine someone like you, Rick, or all of you guys, Neville, the whole lot of you guys. You know, if you guys did a 5-day challenge, and Neville, you can do a 5-day challenge, you do know enough how to do it. Or you could bring me in like Jane does sometimes. I'll come in and do day 5 for you. Get one of your top users to day 4. So you only have to do the first 3 and then bring other people in. And we can imagine, Rick, if you did something similar, or you did a marathon, I think Susan's going to chat about that now. If you did like a half-day marathon, everybody comes on, and Rick, you told people how to get referrals and introductions. You're selling yourself and your coaching, Rick, at the same time. So you're upselling that process. But let's hear from Susan.
Hey, thanks, Scott. And Jane, I've connected with you. I hope we get to meet. And can I join your challenge just to see what you're doing?
I'm good with that.
I don't know if it's open to other people, or is it only your community?
Day 1 today, but yeah, we could do that.
Okay, no, I'll make up for day 1. But I'd love to just take, if the timing works. I'm not sure of the timing. But Scott,
yeah, I'm in for that too.
Yeah, we're all gonna join, Jane. So Scott, I'd like to what I would love to have as I try to, navigate this, getting other people involved, and my community, we've introduced a few software tools over the last 6 months, and they're feeling overwhelmed. I'd love to find some simple recordings. I had originally used some of your older ones, but the dashboard has changed now. So they're getting confused. I'd love to put on your, your to-do list when you can have a couple of, the short, simple ones with different ones. I'd also love to see an outline of how to do a demo, because I know you guys, Jem's done them. You've come and done them for our community before. I just like to see sort of like, okay, this would be the best order to do them. And I am doing them ad hoc when members are asking me at the end of our meetings or at our info sessions. But I think that you guys just do it so much better. So I'd love to, maybe have some instructions on that. After seeing Jane's thing, or if you know about it, maybe you could put together an SOP for running a challenge and running a marathon to give us ideas, make it easy for us to do it well with success.
Yeah. That's a really cool idea, Susan. Thank you. And that is on the list. Yes, I do need, as soon as our new feature has launched, I have to wait for that because that's going to change the dashboard again. Or whole new videos are coming.
Okay. Yeah. I'm waiting anxiously for them. And then I'd love to have, a white label sales page that I can direct people to that's got updated information. I tried to write my own, but it's again, you got this new copy here. Get something up we can use, and you can always change it. So yeah. So these are tools that'll help me sell your product better and increase the experience.
And with brand connection and you as well. So that's what's so beautiful about this model is you guys are promoting your own product or service, getting more subscribers or more clients. Rick, did you also want to?
Yeah, just a comment. Are you still doing your team doing workshops globally, or what's happening there?
Yes. So on that link that I put into the chat earlier, there is a list of, sorry guys, I'm trying to follow the chat and do notes. If there's anything urgent in the chat, please can you just, and I'll read the chat later, but if there's something urgent, just unmute and say something. But there should be on the chat there, the link to the events coming up. The only events we do, so this is important guys, we are not a networking group or bring businesses together and do physical events, right? So that's where Susan, that's where Jane, Leadership Global, BX, this is what you guys do. You bring people together. I think, Debbie, you do them as well. We don't want to be a networking group. We don't want to bring people together in events. The only thing we do, however, Rick, is we do welcome events to get people started, which you can send people to ours and say, go to one of the getting started events. We have them every 2 weeks in a different time zone. Sign up to them. Cherie and Gemma run them. They teach people the basics and get them started. That link should be in the chat.
Okay, I'll take a look for it. What was I going to say? Oh, when is that? What's the time and dates of those challenge? One's already started. When are they? What time?
Well, the
And
challenge is,
What
Jane,
what
you
time
wanna-
and time zone?
maybe Jane can answer that for
Yeah, if
hers.
you want to join mine, we did have the first session today, but it's already on my YouTube channel, so you guys could watch it. If you could watch it tonight, that would be fantastic, because day 2 tomorrow, noon Eastern, 12 p.m. Eastern.
12 p.m. Eastern?
Yeah,
12
So I
p.m.
know,
Eastern. That's gonna
for
be,
Debbie, that's late.
that's, no, what time does it go till?
It's 1 hour each day, so noon to 1 p.m. Eastern.
Yeah, it might be tough for me tomorrow because I'm actually doing a workshop tomorrow right at 11, and I still got some prep to do for it. So
Can I ask you guys to just to maybe chat there separately and then figure
sure,
out, and then
grab the
no,
link and I'll put the
let's
link.
let's connect. Let's connect.
I'm sure Debbie, anyone else who wants to join that challenge, just message Jane. And yeah, should have done it a day earlier, Jane.
Yeah, we'll connect.
Most of you guys will all know day 1 and 2 anyway, but it's nice to see how that works. Okay, guys, we've got 12 minutes left, and I want a few sort of yay or nays about some other ideas that came up. So first of all, like your network is powerful, right? What if we did a Mark Jarrett? Now, what Mark's done is he runs WhatsApp groups as well. He's got these WhatsApp groups, and he charges $10 a month to access his network, hypothetically, right? I'm just brainstorming here. Your network is valuable, so people coming to you to ask for introductions. So what about creating like a subscription bundle where you can say, listen, I will give you access to my network. You get MMT premium, assistance to build it, you help them set it up. What if we created an MMT tier for like $150, $100, $200, I don't know, where they could sign up, and then you could become their, because you've got such a large network, you would then open your network up to them and charge for it. I'm just brainstorming, guys. What if we created a subscription bundle that include that? And then while we're doing this,
Scott,
yeah.
so when you say open up your network, what does that mean?
It basically means that until they pay, you don't give a referral unless they pay you. So no, I mean, just an idea if anyone. So basically,
that's a good idea.
So I know it won't be good for some people and for others, but basically saying my network is my net worth. I literally make money from it. So yeah, if you want to use my network, there's a fee for it. Dave's shaking his head.
Yeah, that wouldn't work for me.
Yeah. So it wouldn't work for Dave. No, Darren. Darren's already part of it. Anyone think that's a good idea?
Yes, I do, because I know a number of global superconnectors who are looking at how to monetize, because that's all they're doing is constantly connecting people. And as much as they've, just to let you know, they've struggled. It's been a conversation I've had with a number of global superconnectors for quite a while, and they've struggled between, just wanting to do it out of the goodness of their heart, which they love to do, and also feeling that, they need to monetize because, it's their time that they could be doing other things as well, and it's affecting their business and their livelihoods and everything else as well. So it's been a constant struggle between heart and brain. But, it's something that I think is a good idea to look at, because the one thing we all do is we love connecting people. We love seeing businesses grow. We love seeing businesses, get a connection and make a difference with them. But at the same time, a number of us are absolutely exhausted at the same time on the other end.
And you need to get some kind of benefit. So Debbie, I think you've got such an important point. Like Dave's shaking his head, but hear me out for a second, right? So what happens is, right, you've got your own motives for having a network. You've got your own motive. So you've got your network. So Dave, you've got a motive, and that motive might be purely out of love. You just want to help people succeed.
Well,
but it might
part
also
of that, but the other part is if I start charging for people are going to start charging me too. I don't want to pay for introductions.
That's also pretty good. That's also pretty good. I mean, we would only make it that people could charge if they, for example, trusted advocate status, because their networks are so powerful. And they would have to be. Well, this would not be for everybody. This would only be for the highest tier people, Dave. So So definitely would be those kind of people. But it's basically saying, listen, I make money from my network. I make money from my introductions. I can open some amazing doors for you, but I want to get paid for it. But maybe the way to do that is to basically say, well, what is the reason for you using MMT? So Rick, for example, might want more coaching clients. So Rick might do an event and say, come guys, I'm going to teach you how to use My Most Trusted. We're going to do referrals. We're going to do introductions. My benefit is that I hope to get a couple of coaching clients. You can trust me. You can see I'm authentic. I know my stuff. I know what I'm talking about, right? For that. But for somebody else, they might say, come, I'm going to give you referrals and introductions. I'm going to show you how to use the tool, but I want you to pay $50 for a month's access to my network. And I will make 20, 30, 40 appointments for you. I don't know, 10, I don't know, whatever it is. But I will get paid for that. That's what I'm saying. Maybe we've got to allow people to find their space within MMT and benefit. So my question was, is that a good idea for some of you? I know Debbie, I don't know if anybody else, I know most of you guys here, but some of you guys are listening to this.
When it comes to when you said, David, when it comes, I think it was David who said it, when it comes to there's a lot of us in the industry who know we share a lot of stuff. You know, we connect each other, we help each other in a million different ways. So it wouldn't be across the board for everybody, but you know, when it comes to, I don't know, maybe, you know, when it comes to people we're not so close to, then, you know, we are charging for it. When it comes to our closest, we're not, because we're constantly doing things for each other. I built a business through, you know, collaborations where we are constantly doing things for each other as well. But then there's the other side of it where, you know, I do charge, because don't forget the one thing too, when you're sitting down to make a connection with someone, it's not just a connection. This is what I believe. You know, you may spend time finding out about their business, finding out about, you know, what is the best connection. My brain works like join the dots. When people are talking, I go, that person will be good, or that person will be good. So, you know, it's spending time with them, learning about them, learning about their business. And then when you're connecting them, I don't just, you know, there are times that I know the two people, I'll just connect them. There are times that I will call both parties, or I will call one of the parties, because to me, that means I'm nurturing that relationship and still keeping in touch with them before I do. So it's not that I'm actually charging for the connection, I'm charging for the time that I'm putting into it.
Yeah, so but that is your revenue model. Your revenue model, Debbie, is people subscribing to Empowerment Point and paying for it. Jane's revenue model is selling.
But they're paying for other things. It's not just the connections. They're paying for other things.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And same. Jane, they don't just pay for MMT, they're in referrals. They pay for a whole suite of other. Jane's put a whole, it's an entire business separately. Grand Connections, you've got a whole lot of different things. But an individual might be different. Rick?
Yeah, just a comment, kind of going back to what you're talking about before, because what I'm doing is I'm actually creating a group coaching and a mastermind program. And I'm thinking that one things I could do is offer that as a upsell or a VIP membership, or they can include this as part of it.
Yes, that's where this bundle kind of idea came in, and I thought, and this is an offer to you guys. I'm offering it to all of you right now. If you're a white labeled version, it kind of comes with the territory, but why not make it available to an individual as well, right? So Dave, for example, or maybe Dave doesn't want to get involved on that level, but maybe someone else does. You know, Steve, I know you've got a huge Dave, Strabosh, Neville, you guys, all of you guys are super connectors, and you guys listening to this right now, you've got large networks. What I'm saying is, we as My Most Trusted, we are happy to consider, needs to be thrashed out, building a product, an MMT. You've got a free version, which is going to be changing soon. Free version, you've got a $10 version, you've got premium at $72 or $48 if it comes via one of you guys as an affiliate. We could create a higher tier option, which is $100, $200, where it's a bundle. And that can include certain of your services in there as well, where you say you get MMT, you get this, and you get Dave McFarlane's time. And that becomes a lead generator for Dave's business, potentially, or Rick's business. All I'm saying is I'm open to that idea where you guys take MMT premium or MMT and you bundle it into whatever it is that you're offering. Can you guys just think about it? We don't have to discuss this because we've only got 4 more minutes. But think about it, guys. We are willing to do that for you. If that helps your business, it'll help ours as well. and we can take that out to our entire market.
Yeah, look, I think one of the things that we're doing, Scotty, is, you know, with Steve's work helping people optimize their profiles, we automatically now just integrate a whole session around My Most Trusted and why you would not want to have a LinkedIn profile, for example, with My Most Trusted. They now go hand in glove. It's just part of the training that we do with everybody that we got.
Greg, you and Steve done is a beautiful example of what we're talking about. What I'm suggesting is, should we formalize it as an MMT package on the MMT website where people can go and buy it, like literally go and buy it, and we promote it to our network as as an MMT. And maybe there's a package with, you know, with a coaching package, a business coaching package with Rick McCullough or something. Brainstorming ideas, but should we
That's
take
not a
think
bad
you're onto
idea.
something. I think
It's not a
if
bad
you
idea.
approach it the right person, that you could sell that. But me personally, no, that wouldn't work. But there are definitely people out there that would be a good fit for.
Okay. Great. Okay, so guys, we've only got 2 minutes left, and I want to make sure we do finish on time. We also looked at a per referral fee, for example. So if you've got certain contacts in MMT, we'll discuss this in the next session. But if you've got if you know Bill Gates, and you can introduce someone to Bill Gates, like, we gotta sit down and have a conversation. We could create a special category of ultra high net worth or ultra very special connections potentially. And you could then, it might not be a fee, but you might have to have a certain conditions, like you'd have to meet with them. These are just things that we've been chatting about. We talked to the events and things like that. And the ability, in fact, we've only got really one more thing to chat about. We'll have to get that, but it's this one, it's connected to this one here. So it's basically inserting affiliate codes. So what you could potentially do, right, is you've got all your trusted connections. And if you're premium, you can email all your trusted connections. In theory, we could create an affiliate code for any other product or service out there. And you could say, hey, you want to buy some jewelry? Click here. And that's terrible. It's a horrible example because it's very salesy. But the idea is basically say, hey, listen, do you want to, you know, listen, your LinkedIn profile sucks, right? Why don't you buy MMT Premium, and why don't you buy Ubuntu's product? It's $500 a month, and then refer Greg, and that could potentially have an affiliate code, or even affiliate codes outside. All I'm saying is we could use technology to build in more trackable introductions. Just something to think about. Maybe let's finish off by answering that. It's the last question I'll ask you guys. Do you think the ability to have trackable introductions is something we need? In other words, it's not just, hi, Debbie, meet Dave, good luck. It's Debbie, meet Dave, but then we track how that went further down. I'm seeing a lot of the heads there.
No, because then we would be spending a lot of time doing that. When I connect somebody, the moment I see they've both connected on LinkedIn, I leave that conversation for them. That's got nothing to do with me anymore. It's got to do with the two of them and how they do it. I don't need to know how every single connection goes, because what they do is up to them. Otherwise, it's just going to take a lot of time, and I'm kind of under the thing that, you know, we don't need to know everything about everything. We need to know what we need to know, and we don't need to know everyone.
Don't you need more tasks on your plate?
Yes, that's right. I forgot about that. Thanks, Rick.
Well, that's awesome. No, I think that's great. So just to finish off, I mean, the key insight I want you guys to know is we're willing to build technology for you if it's worthwhile and you guys feel it could be used, whether it's bundling your packages in, making it, making trusted advocates. If you guys want to feel your network is valuable, we could make it valuable, and people could subscribe. They could buy premium, and they could subscribe to Debbie's, Debbie's
I
network.
like that. Not that. Yeah, I think it would have to be slightly different, only because not everybody can subscribe to my network. It's only particular people. I'm very fussy with that on purpose. But I think that as a bundle, it can be anybody. We can do some sort of bundle that they can still take MMT, and even if they're not right for Empowerment Point, we still may be able to help them and do things for them as well. Just because they're not right for our membership base, it doesn't mean that they're not right to be helped in other ways.
Really good.
So I think I like the bundle idea.
Awesome. Yeah. Beautiful, guys. I know it's on the dot now. Let's finish off. Thank you very much, guys. Really appreciate it. As I said, we'll be moving these in different time zones. For those guys listening to this, hope you guys can make it to the next one. It's really, really great to get us all. As we do more and more of these, it's just going to get more and more on the ball, more intense. And however long it takes, we're going to find a way that we can really create an amazing way for us to leverage our networks.
When is the next scheduled meeting for this?
I haven't booked it yet, Rick. I'll let you know, but it won't be in the US time zone this time. It'll be Europe, Africa, and Australia time zone.
You mean I'll be signing logs?
You'll be snoring by the fire. Well, it'll probably be summer by then.
Sign logs.
Awesome. Guys, everybody,
Hey,
thank you so
Scotty,
much.
can I ask a question of a bunch of super connectors?
Sure.
Who do you know that is in the space of health and particularly personalized health and AI? And Strybosh, you know who I'm talking about. Like I've got and Darren Bosch, you know that I'm thinking about Jeff Gamengami here. If you know anybody that is excited about monetizing personalized health and AI, I'd love to be introduced to a human being like that, because there's a couple of $1 billion project afoot here well, my colleague's based in New Zealand, out of a company coming out of the US. It's really, really fascinating stuff. I just thought I'd throw it out there.
I thought AI wasn't allowed to give health advice.
Anyway, thought I'd throw it out there. Nothing ventured, nothing gained.
Greg, no,
Thanks
it's a good call. And also we did discuss that last week about the concept where an individual can put something out to the Super Connector group where they can get a flood of messages in. I don't know why I didn't write that down. It should be one of the bullet points. I'll bring that up next time. But what you've just done there, Greg, is actually something we want to build in to allow you to do that. I need 100 referrals, guys, like immediately, boom, we'll take care of them. I need to meet 100 healthcare, bam, and everyone just goes ballistic. That's something.
Right.
One thing I know we got to go here, Chris, and one thing I know this would be useful for all of us, I guess, if we're running events. Is there some way you can help us actually promote our events through My Most Trusted?
Yeah, so you've got the events, the system. I don't know if you've watched, go to my videos and it'll automatically scroll down and check those boxes for you. Check out the Chronicle videos. There is
I know for inviting up to 100,000, for inviting up to 1,000 people, I know.
Yeah, okay, so you know about that. But yeah, so we do want to add the ability to have events promoted on a dashboard to first and second degree in a very specific way. It is something we're looking at as well. I just wish we had the resources to do stuff, man. Oh, I wish we had those resources.
Maybe get a loan from Elon Musk or something.
Yeah, I know exactly. I need to. He's a South African boy. He should be helping out his friend.
His wife was actually from Saskatchewan, Canada.
Oh wow, I didn't know that actually. So anyway, guys, I know it's finished. Susan, the only thing we have is on the dashboard. She's asking about what are your members up to? What is your activity? Only on your members' activity on that dashboard. That's all we have that shows you what your members are up to.
Actually, no, what? Not his wife, his mother's right. Take that back to his mother.
Is that Gold Coast, Queensland, Susan? Ah, cool.
My daughter's at school at University of Queensland, and I'm going to go see her in November.
Ah, fantastic. When you're over here, reach out. I'm on the Gold Coast. Say hi.
You got to catch up with Darren. You've got to catch up with Darren for sure. Guys, thank you so much. You guys are amazing.
Thanks, everyone.
Rest of your week. And yeah, we'll see you in a month's time if you're in the right time zone. Or you want to wake up early. Cheers, guys.
And happy
Scotty, ring me later. I found something that I need to share with you.
Beauty. Will do, mate. Cheers.
Okay. See you, mate.
There you go.
See you Wednesday, Scotty.
Bye.
Yeah. See ya.